What is going on, PokeNerds? I'm back. And actually, I got a different video today. I've been playing a game called Monster Storm on mobile device. And basically, it's an idle game that I've been thoroughly enjoying. And I've been able to stay at the top of the leaderboards on it. And I wanted to make a video on it to give you top 5 tricks, tips, and hacks that I've learned for this game that are going to keep you at the top of the leaderboards as well. So, coming in at number 5 is your team auras and figuring out which team you're going to want to make as you go through the game. Now, when you start playing this game, you're going to want to probably try to pick as many heroes as you can, or Pokemon, I should say, going that you respected a lot in your childhood, and you probably want to use those, but that's only going to last you so far in the game. So if you look at the top of the screen here, you have wind Pokemon, you got ground Pokemon, you got water Pokemon, you got fire Pokemon, you got light Pokemon, and you have dark Pokemon. Each one of them is different abilities to use during the game. So I will get to that momentarily. So if we go ahead and look at the auras, so you have a bunch of different auras to choose from, and each one will give you different benefits, which is absolutely fantastic because it gives you a lot of different ways to build a composition around the next boss fight, which is going to stumble you as you go into the game, and you're going to need to get these heroes complete. But for me, I was able to find a very, very easy one to do going across the game, which was using Complex, which was one of each different type of Pokemon, and it really has been helping out a lot. So as you can see on the screen here, I use Complex on my main hero build, and my defense is absolutely huge with it. So it gives you plus 10% attack and plus 10% HP, plus each different Pokemon ability you can use in every different faction of Pokemon, which is so easy to do. I know that might be a little hard to understand, so I'll break it down now when I say each different type of Pokemon and their abilities. So right here you have Altaria, which is a Psych Pokemon. And Psych Pokemon are basically in the game as healers and as energy drainers. So as you can see, her attack will hit the back line and heal my frontline Pokemon. And all the different abilities that come with the hero, once it hits level 100, you'll unlock all the abilities. And basically, Psych is your healer. It's going to heal, it's going to keep your team alive, and it's going to do the best it can to do so. So those are the stats for Psych Pokemon and why you should need it for certain builds. It's obvious you need a healer to keep your Pokemon alive, especially if you have squishy Pokemon. The next Pokemon trait right here is I have Blaziken, and he's a nuker. Nuker is pretty self-explanatory. It does the most damage in the game, but it's also the squishiest, which is why it's nice to have a Psych Pokemon to heal these Pokemon. Basically, Nuker, in a sense, is basically usually a single target, so it's going to nuke someone after it gets its ability after reaching 100 mana, and it's just going to blow them out of the water. For Blaziken, it hits 3 people instead of 1, but causes them to burn and does extra 50% damage if they're already burnt. So Nuker is basically your backline tank that's going to bulldoze anything on the field with one simple move if it can stay alive. The next trait here is agility. So I use Dragonite as an example because it's not like any other agilities in the game, but agility basically means that this Pokemon is going to fire off their first basic attack in the game before anyone else, depending on how much speed levels it has. If the other team has an agility, it just depends on how much higher the level is on your Pokemon. So for agility, basically it's stacking a bunch of dodge, not getting hit well, but hitting fast and over again. So Dragonite can hit twice with his basic attacks, which is huge late game when he's dishing out like 100,000, damage auto attacks, and they're constantly just hitting them over and over again. So that's pretty much just the gist of agility. It's fast. It's very, very, very fast. So the next one on the list is intelligence, which is basically your AoE and crowd control, which is area of effect. It's pretty much every intelligence in the game is going to have an AoE move that hits their entire team and has a chance to stun them, drain energy, set them on fire, and do that kind of stuff. Also, intelligence has a great trait where usually most of them, if one of your Pokemon dies on the field out of your 6, you get a huge bonus increase in damage, which is insane. Like, if one of your Pokemon dies and you get a 25% buff, you're doing 25% more on your stats, which is huge. It's why intelligence is very important for the area of effect control. So it will dish out almost as much damage as a nuker, but the thing with intelligence as well is it's also squishy. But it has traits on certain heroes that will keep it alive for longer because it's an intelligent trait. So Charizard, as an example, is just an absolute beast. And last but not least, you have strength, which, yes, it is meant to sit on your front line and take the most damage because it has the most armor, has the most health, and has the most defensive abilities. Strength is basically your tank. And if you put it on the front line, everybody on the enemy team is not going to will only auto attack the front line first. So it's going to be able to soak up the most damage and give time for your psych, intelligence, and nukers to start firing off their moves. So that way you're going to have it easier during the game. So yeah, strength is very important, and it usually has a bunch of attributes for defensive stuff only, which is fantastic. But I use Swampert as an example, and as you can see from his abilities there, he's very, very overpowered with defensive traits. Now, on to the tip number 3 that I will be doing for you here. So this is called Club Tech, and basically when you join a club at the beginning of the game, which a lot of people have clubs open, you can just join, but you will get club tokens. And these club tokens are very, very important to be using in the right spots. Otherwise, you got to pay money to reset the tree. But as you can see at the top, you have the 5 different traits that you can have, which is strength, nuker, agility, and then you have psych, and then you'll have intelligence. Now you're probably asking, why do you have 0 in 4 categories? As you can see in strength, I pretty much maxed out the entire strength list. Now there's a big reason for that, and I will get to it. But Club Tech is very important not to put these in things that you do not need to put them into. Like I said, it costs a lot of money to get them back. So you will get club points from being inside of a club, but it's also, when you join the club, it's going to teach you how to get them. So for me personally, why I chose strength is because I was able to use a complex team with nothing but strength Pokemon. So that way, every time I put club coins into my stat chambers, they were all for strength. So yeah, why not have 6 strength? That's the reason why I've been able to stay at the top of the leaderboards on the server, because they're all strength. Everybody's getting, and like not a lot of people are doing this. Everybody's doing like one of each, like complex, nuker, intelligence, psych. Like I just didn't need it. Like no one can touch me right now because my strength are so high that they're hitting like nukers. But yeah, that's a very important. Now, here is the actual tip number 3 here. So as you know, in most games, there's always going to be something that's OP or not balanced enough. And right now, I learned very early that this was not balanced. So I will show you what I'm talking about. If I were to tell you guys to pick one Pokemon to make sure you guys are doing right away, it's Metagross. Save up as many ground Pokemon as you can to try to get Metagross. Metagross is right now the most OP Pokemon in this game. So if I were to do it, like when you get any Safari Balls from the events for free, always use it on strength to try to roll more strength. So that way when you do get your first Metagross, you'll be able to level it up and get it going quickly. So save as many heroes as you can. As you can see, this was the first one I maxed out for that reason, is because it's been able to get me so far in the game. Now, the abilities of him is not that crazy. They're mostly defensive, but it's one ability, which is the next one right here, is Body Press. It will have 100% chance to counterattack 200% of attack. So that doesn't mean if you get hit for 10 damage, you're still going to hit for 200% of your attack, which is absolutely insane. So every time someone touches you with a basic attack, they're getting ripped apart for free. So you don't need mana, you don't need energy, and it's just doing a ton of damage. So let's go to Sky Pillar. I'm probably not going to end up winning this because my other heroes are a little bit lower, but I'm already leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else. So we'll do this quickly. I'll just show you guys what I mean. So now if I go to skip battle and then I go to data, look how much damage my Metagross is doing compared to everything else. But that's literally because they're auto attacking me. Now I know I'm at 410 and I'm losing, but also my Lugia and Giratina are only at 160. So once I buff them up, I'll be able to clear these stages pretty quick. But Metagross is absolutely the meta to go to. And of course, it being a pseudo legendary, it's an awesome Pokemon to have anyways. But yeah, it's definitely the most OP Pokemon. I recommend everybody to go for Metagross. It is absolutely disgusting. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Plus with my strength abilities, it can only get stronger. Now on for tip number 2 here. As you guys know that this is an idle game, which means that when the game is turned off and you're not playing it on your cell phone or tablet or whatever, it will still play and gather you materials. But one of the big things that people don't realize in this game is that you need to at least turn the game on every 8 hours, and I will show you why. But for majority of what I do is I just have an alarm set and I play the game every 8 hours just to collect this and do what I need to do. So I'm only on it for about 15, 20 minutes a day. But now if I click the idle chamber here, I'll show you exactly why. And you click the eye at the top of the screen and it's going to bring up a pull down menu. And it says, after 8 hours, your idol will stop collecting items and only collect you experience and gold or candy, which means that you need to get on every 8 hours, take your loot box and reset it so that way 8 hours from now you can do the same thing. And getting on every day at 8 o'clock is very important, 8 o'clock Eastern, because it resets a lot of the challenges that you get to do, which will give you bonus attributes towards the idling. So this is a huge thing you need to do. Now for my final tip slash trick slash hack, if you may, this will change the game for you in a big way. So I learned to do this early, which has helped me a lot too, and you got to be very careful and listen. But as you can see when you're idling, see how I'm clicking the screen right now and my trainer is sending out a Pikachu to do a ton of damage on the idle campaign here. So when it gets a full bar, he sends out Pikachu, which does a big AoE and does a lot of damage. So basically doing this, you're fast tracking items and loot that you're getting by idling. So the game has to be on to do this, and you can literally just clear waves really fast by doing this. But not everybody wants to sit there and just brain dead, awkward, like click your screen over and over again. It gets boring, right? So this will really work. This next trick is really going to work if you have another device. So you're going to go to your Play Store and you're going to download Auto Clicker, right? So Auto Clicker is on the Play Store. It's got a ton of downloads and it's really easy to use. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable Auto Clicker. And then I'm going to go to settings and I'm going to put it under 1 millisecond and run indefinitely. And then you're going to hit save. Once you do this, your auto clicker is now going to do all the work for you. Now you go back to the game. I like to put it at the bottom right because then it clears the first heroes at the bottom and makes its way up. I press play and now I don't even have to be on my phone. Like I don't even have to touch my phone. I can leave my phone charging and it'll do this indefinitely for a long period of time. Now, that being said, I've been doing this for a while and I've learned a few things to pick up on here. So when I'm doing this, you got to be super, super careful and not leave it on for too long. So basically what I do is I'll do this for 2 hours. I'll come back on the game. I'll close it. I will collect the loot. I will do a few other things on the game. And then I will bring it back up and I will leave my other device plugged in with doing this. As you can see, I'm getting a lot more items by clearing waves faster, but I'm not doing anything. I don't even need my phone on me, which is fantastic. So this is an easy way to get a ton of loot faster by doing it this way. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope these tips and tricks and hacks will help you. If so, I'll be making other videos on this game if you'd like me to. But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, and leave a subscription. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.